Joining us to discuss this is Brother Thomas X. Greetings, Brother Thomas.
Greetings, my sister. How are you doing?
Great, great. And thank you for joining us.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for having me.
Hmm. A 7-year-old girl, Jaslyn Adams, was recently killed. Her father, Jonte Adams, was seriously injured in that shooting Sunday afternoon that took place in a McDonald's parking lot in Chicago. What motivates an individual to engage in an act of senseless violence such as this?
Well, it's most certainly difficult to explain what would make someone engage in this type of act of violence. However, we are completely out of our natural minds whenever we are willing to go this far or take it to this extent to communicate whatever hurt that a person has caused us or to communicate whatever disagreements that we're having with the individual. However, most of this violence happens based on the fact that we have taken on the mentality of our natural enemy, and we're beginning to look at each other from the same lenses of our enemy who looked at us and still looks at us today as an insignificant being. So to go to this extent where not only did you shoot at the father, but to shoot the young sister 6.5 times. And from the report that was given, over 50 gunshots were fired.
Hmm.
That is beast-like behavior. So to even be able to fathom the mentality of an individual or individuals that would be willing to go to that extent is very difficult, my sister.
Understood. Will gun control measures prevent the rise in gun violence?
Highly doubt it. This has
Mm.
been a measure that has been discussed over the years. However, just thinking about the city that I'm in, Indianapolis, crime or homicides have increased and broke records the last 5 years. So because this issue is discussed, doesn't mean that even if uh, harsher laws are to come into play, that is going to stop the criminal activity or the violence that is being perpetuated in our community specifically.
Black on black crime and another term, black on black violence, are controversial phrases often used to label and convey deeper meanings.
Right,
Are these terms what they call dog whistle language?
right. Coded language
Yeah.
or, language to get support from others outside of the community. Well, there's a yes and no attached to that, because we are unable to deny that violence happens within our community. However, violence happens within the communities of individuals who live in the community. So I'm pretty sure there's Asian on Asian violence, right?
Right.
There's Caucasian on Caucasian violence. However, what's different with black on black violence is that there are others outside of the black community that also engage in violence toward black people. So with that term, it's possible that it's used as a dog whistle term or coded language to have others justify the violence that they commit on our community. However, we are unable to completely deny the fact that we have to deal with the issues within our own community of this violence against one another.
Mm. Now, do you think that this language can be used as a political weapon? And if so, how?
As I just stated, it can be used to garner a aggressive measure of quote unquote security within the black community, right? And we know that the security that is brought brought to the Black community from those outside of the Black community is never for the benefit of the Black community. So whenever this language is used, I was having a conversation earlier specifically on this subject. And what I was speaking to the individual about was that whenever individuals hear this language, even it's like hearing a lie. Whenever you hear a lie about someone, if you heard a lie, a complete lie about Brother Thomas, when you interact with Brother Thomas, you're going to be looking for that lie to manifest itself as a truth. You never met Brother Thomas, you never interacted with me, but yet someone who told you a blatant lie, you as a person are not going to open yourself up completely, because somewhere you're looking for this lie to manifest as a truth. Right. Just like with this language, whenever this language is used on a consistent basis, those who interact with individuals from our community are looking for us to be the beast, the savage that this language portrays us as being. And in that language and in that looking for the savagery to manifest, then those individuals use that language to justify whatever it is that they're putting on our community that is completely detrimental to our community. So yes, it can harm the Black community politically for whatever agenda that any of the parties or any communities have in mind to completely, harm our community.
Right. And as you mentioned, these terms can be used to justify the harm that outsiders perpetuate on our community. What role do you think the media plays in conveying and perpetuating the stereotype that Black people commit the majority of the murders, assaults, robberies, rapes, and other crimes?
Well, I once heard our student minister here in the city of Indianapolis, Brother Nuri, he broke media down into an acronym where every letter represents a specific word. He said the most effective devil in America. So the media plays a big role in this language or in this image of our community and its viewership throughout the nation and throughout the world. And so the same way that the media has the ability to highlight the good in our community, that will begin to perpetuate more good being done, that has the ability to spread a message of unity or to emphasize a message of unity. The media is not willing to do that because a unified Black man and a Black woman is a detriment to some of the things that are going on in our society that are harmful to the Black man and the Black woman because it doesn't benefit our open enemy.
Right. Now, the Bureau of Justice's 2019 crime victimization statistics report shows that regardless of race, offenders tend to commit violent acts on their own people, or we would call crimes of proximity.
That's what we say.
That's right. Are there disproportionate rates of crime specifically in the Black community? And if so, why do you think that is?
Well, going back to what we were stating earlier, that's because other communities also partake in the crime within the Black community. So as you stated the term crimes of proximity, there are very few cases where you have individuals within the Black community going into other communities committing crimes. But yet the crimes in our community, let's just look at the case in which was just viewed, right? We all were anticipating seeing the verdict of Chauvin. That was in the Black community. When you look at Mike Brown Jr., And Darren Wilson, Caucasian man,
Mm.
committed a crime in the Black community. So yes, there's the crime of proximity and Black on Black crime, but the added addition to Black on Black crime in Black communities are others from outside of our community coming in committing crime as well. So it appears that more crime is being committed in our community. That's only, in my humble opinion, because outsiders are coming in committing crime as well.
It makes sense. Thank you, Brother Thomas, for your insight on this subject, and thank you for joining us today here at NNV News.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for having me. Have a
Thank
blessed day, sister.
You too. Thank you for joining us today and tuning into NNV News. Due to scheduling conflicts, we will miss our segment with King Randall. He is currently working with his boys doing book clubs. So of course, the boys come first. However, please keep tuning in and stay tuned for a future interview with King Randall. In the meantime, please share your thoughts with us in the comment section below. Follow us on social media at NNV News, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel, National Network View. This is Rosalind Parks with NNV News. Please have a great night.
Be a part of the force that powers truth in journalism. Your support helps to combat false media. Cash App NNV News.
Greetings from National Network View. This week's Final Call cover story headline reads, "How much more can we stand?" The painful death of Daunte Wright, the traumatic death of George Floyd, and the Derek Chauvin murder trial in Minnesota brings into focus how fragile Black life remains, and the constant, elusive, and almost non-existent giving of justice to Black people. How much loss can we stand? And have we had enough? This FCN Volume Number 28 edition features the middle page article by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan entitled "The Intensifying Universal Cry for Justice." To read more, subscribe to finalcalldigital.com and tune into the all-new Final Call Radio. This is the NNVnews.com Final Call Cover Report.
This is Sister Sajda Muhammad. We are proud to announce that the Sajda House commemorative Elijah coins are finally here. This priceless heirloom, made from recycled copper from the messenger's home, is now available at sajdahouse.com.
Please make sure you leave your comments and questions in the comment section below. Follow us on Facebook, National Network View, and make sure to check us out on Twitter as well, National Network View. This is Sergio Gutierrez with National Network View, signing off.